Okay.
So far, so good.
So 500,000 women and girls. So what? We have more work to do? Or we have to do more work, the club members asked? Or do we have more work to do? There's a difference in those two questions. So if our vision is for women and girls to have the resources and opportunities they need to reach their full potential and live their dreams, then I'm hoping it's the second statement. We have more work to do. So, big goal accelerator projects. How many of you are doing them in your club now? Okay, great. And I'm going to show you some statistics in just a minute that shows you where we are in the big picture. But who is the clubs and regions? The what is the work that increases access to women and girls having education, and how this is the important part. I think clubs are doing big goal accelerator projects and not reporting them.
Exactly.
They have worked on the link. The portal is easier. And if you happen to send in a big goal accelerator project report and you get the email back saying, we're sorry, your project doesn't qualify, email right back and say, who can I talk to find out what we didn't do right? Because most often, the project qualifies, but how the report was written doesn't. So that's a really important piece. Don't take no for an answer. They work for us at SIA. They'll explain it to us so that you know what you need to do and you can resubmit. Just don't submit on June 30th because they're due by the 31st. So don't submit too late. It's better if you submit as you do the project. Okay. Okay, this is our progress so far. And I'd say because of confusion and kind of a slow takeoff, I don't think we're that far behind. We have actually, towards our goal of 500,000, we're almost at 100,000 women and girls reached. So that's just under 20%. You can see the women and girls or the women who have been touched by Live Your Dream. You can see the Dream It Be It. I was really excited to see that number for Dream It Be It. Of course, that's federation-wide. That's North America, Central America, South America, and the Pacific Rim. So this is for all the clubs and our federation. And then the number of women and girls that have been touched by a big goal accelerator project. I think this is kind of exciting. Because look at this. This is where we've been. A little bit here, I would say, I think there's about half of the clubs in the federation doing this. So this and this is where we've been, but look at how many with Big Goal Accelerator. And Big Goal Accelerator projects are the things you're doing as Soroptimists that just might need tweaking to become a Big Goal Accelerator report that you can send in. But I think overall this is good. Well, I think we're on track. I think the more that we can get Big Goal Accelerator projects reported, the faster we'll reach that 500,000 women and girls, and I think we can do it. I'm a little worried here because I'm 77. Am I going to be here in 2031? I think so. I think I'll still be here, but I think we'll make it anyway. Whether or not I'm here, that has nothing to do with it. Just a personal note. Okay. So we annually count women and girls through the DREAM programs, as you know. And there are more women and girls out there that we're not reaching with the DREAM programs, especially women who aren't head of household because they're single, especially girls trying to start college who aren't head of household. There are ways that these women and girls are struggling to make education change their lives that doesn't fit into live your dream or dream it be it. So those are the women and girls who we're looking for to add numbers and to help with the work that we do as Soroptimist. So there's eligibility criteria for our project, and these are, I don't like to read slides to you, but this is important and I want to point it out to you. It's also on the first page of the handout that I gave you. It needs to be work with women and girls who are facing obstacles. I'm going to talk about what those obstacles are in just a minute. The project needs to provide access to education. I'll talk about that in just a minute. And lead to economic empowerment. Well, if education is successful, hopefully, it follows that a better job is coming forth for a woman or a girl. This is the tricky one. It has to be a Soroptimist-led, hands-on project. Now, hands-on doesn't mean this necessarily. What it means is that Soroptimists need to be interacting as a club with the women or the girls in some way. And that some way can be flexible, but what it can't be is your club and the Rotary give scholarships for academic excellence in your local high schools. That's a no. Scholarships for academic excellence doesn't talk about facing obstacles. Does provide access to education, probably economic empowerment, but it's not Soroptimist-led because you're partnering and you're giving money, but it's not, we don't know that it has to girls facing obstacles. So it's that obstacles and Soroptimist-led that are most important. Okay, what are obstacles? Poverty and financial, I've tried to get that period out of there next to the F. It wouldn't go away. Poverty and financial challenges. A financial challenge can be having lost a job right when the semester starts. Poverty is coming from a family that's living in poverty, struggling financially because of that background. That they're kind of two different things. So don't because there's a financial challenge, don't dismiss it. Girls having to live with violence, women and girls dealing with racism, teen pregnancy, foster youth, and foster youth is a great place to look for candidates for your projects because they probably are dealing with poverty, they may be dealing with violence, they may have been trafficked, they may be single parents. The foster youth face a lot of challenges. So you're looking for women and girls that have things that could be getting in the way of going on to further education. And so our goal is to increase education, and this, I have notes on this, I'm kind of winging it here because I'm so worried about time. Where am I? Here, okay. So scholarships and cash awards are one way that you can help a woman or girl overcome a financial problem. And the scholarships can be for college, for technical or vocational school, and it can be for advanced degrees, which is different than Live Your Dream. Removing obstacles means providing necessary items for education like computers, like internet access, like transportation, paying fees for a variety of things like college preparation exams. Some schools require fees for applications. some schools have fees for entrance exams. And being able to pay for professional licensure are all ways that you can provide funding to help a woman who's facing those challenges. You can also go to places where you might find women or girls meeting that list of criteria, like a halfway house or a shelter, and providing some kind of training for skills, for financial aid, for computer training, for career mentorship. And so you can actually go and do something. My club goes to it's a program that takes formerly incarcerated people, men and women. We provide workshops, we only count the women. We provide workshops on financial management. A lot of times people who have been leading a life that would lead to incarceration may not have any idea how to run a checkbook, how to make a budget so that their income matches their expenditures. So that's a great thing. We have a member who's a very fashionista, and she does Dress for Success, but she does it in an interesting way. She goes to local thrift shops, she gives herself $20, and she buys an outfit that would be professional in a certain size, and she'll go get extra large, medium, small. She'll get a couple outfits, and then she'll do a workshop showing the gals how she picked out these clothes, why she picked them out, how they fit together, and then she draws, somebody gets to come pick the outfit, one of the outfits, so that's really rewarding. So, career mentorship is another way, finding, you have a girl that wants to be the world's best hairdresser. Finding a hairdresser who will take the time to mentor her through the training, the licensure, how to interview for a job, the whole background that an experienced hairdresser would know that could help a young aspiring hairdresser. The same with an astrophysicist, a girl that has these lofty expectations for herself, finding a mentor for her. That would then count. There's no money involved in that, but that would count because you're focused on career and the outcome that the education that they need would provide. Okay, let's look at these. If you look on that first page of the handout that I gave you, I don't have one. No, it's okay. I think that's where there's a list of the criteria. Let me just look and make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so the criteria are right up here. There's a list of what's not eligible. There's a list of the obstacles and so on, so thanks. Let's read across. Why does scholarships or educational awards for women who faced obstacles to access education but who are not eligible for Live Your Dream Award, why would that count as opposed to the scholarships or educational awards for women or girls based solely on academic performance? What's the difference?
Obstacles.
Obstacles, right? Okay. And then in the middle one, job training classes for women, or providing classes that don't focus on skills for education, employment, like self-defense, etiquette, trafficking awareness. Those are important things perhaps, but they're not classes that help women facing obstacles such as professional dressing. That would make a difference. Okay, so I think you have that idea, I hope. Okay, now, whoops, I just ripped it. Well, we'll just take it off. I don't need it. Okay, you're going to do an activity. You should be in 2s or 3s. If you happen to be in the same club, it's good, but you don't have to be. So find your friend.
Oh, I guess it's you and me, huh?
You can be 3. Yeah, just turn your chair around. Are we partnered up? Okay.
Doris.
Are we meeting each other?
Yes.
Very nice. Shake hands. Shake hands. Give the Soroptimist signal. Oh, no, we don't have one. My dad was a Mason. I never knew that they had a special handshake for Masons until after he passed. So I've always wondered, should we have a special handshake? We just know who we are.
Right down the road. We all go to Roseville from Grass Valley.
Yes.
Okay.
But now we're going to Lewis.
Now I want you to think about some kind of community support project that your club is either doing now, that you haven't applied for Bgap Accelerator yet, or one that you think your club would like to do, and then talk about the project with each other. You're gonna try and find ways to amplify your project using the Bgap descriptions in your handouts, especially focusing on those 5 criteria. It's actually 4 criteria. So criteria number 5 is send in your report. I'm assuming that you would do that, so it's the 4 criteria. And then on the very last page of your handout is a worksheet. Should be the very, is it there? Yeah. Okay, there's a worksheet with some place for a few prompts for you. Fill in the details. I'm going to give you, let's see here where we're going with the time. Oh, I forgot to start the time. Okay, what time is it?
3:04.
3:04, and so we have till 3:45, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go 3:04, let's go to 3:25. Talk amongst yourself. If I hear the famous drop in noise, I'll know you're ready and we'll start earlier. And then you're gonna share what you guys talked about and what you decided would make your project a Bgap Accelerator approved project, and you're gonna share it. Everybody know what you're gonna do? Go.
Just
So we just called a legacy award. And the reason we didn't submit it is that in our applications, we didn't require that they identify obstacles. So I think we just need to tweak the existing program to have them identify one of these obstacles, and then it will definitely be a big old accelerated project. So we don't even have to really come up with a new idea per se. Right.
Which is the easiest way.
Yes.
Because I felt like it was a little, I don't feel like a lot of people in the club understand the Bgap Accelerator yet. I feel like everyone wanted to scholarship, right? So what is it? It also does this other thing, right? But I would love to write bills and do other programs on the list, but this is during the supplement. We're working more.
Right, yeah, and as we said, something that I love coming in, it's like, we need to focus on
And we already do a lot for them, but this year, at our brainstorming session, we decided that we would like to have a scholarship or some kind of funding for them, to help them, go on and complete their education. And so as we were talking, we thought about it not just financially, but how can we also help them, like just help them fill out their FAFSA, which is really difficult to do if anyone has had college kids. And they're just the college application or job applications, and maybe have a workshop where we just go in one day and help them with that, or do mock job interviews. We really like the idea of the dress for success, of just how to dress, and then work with them for doing mentorship programs. So we could have that or the financial part of it, and giving them financial awards that they could use towards their education, but also just hands-on.
So actually, each one of those could technically be a separate Bgap, but you have to have different, you have to count different girls each time. You can't count the same girls more than once. So if you're doing a multiple aspect project, that's one Bgap. But if you say, all the girls interested in filling out college applications, and 10 girls come. I don't know how the numbers will be. You do that, and then you say, we're gonna do Dress for Success for job applicants, and a different 10 girls come, then that's one project, and a second project, you can write 2 reports. Or it could be 8 of them, oh, hi, 8 of them are new, and 2 are repeats. You can count the 8. You know, that's how that works. Okay, nice, I like it, thank you. That's exciting that you, this is actually a real project that you're gonna dive into. Alrighty, that was the goal. How about another share? Okay.
We'll go. This is kind of exciting because they're doing the same thing. We already have our foot in the door at a continuation school. We help them with their dress the girls for proms and the boys for the prom with, you know, things that we brought into the insight. And this year we are going to help them with filling out applications for the high school grants and for our club grants. So we're going to address them that way. And these girls all have obstacles, financial, home, clothing, food, homelessness, so and at risk for graduating. And that's kind of what we're targeting. So we're gonna help them access to education by teaching them and working with them to fill out these applications and grants. Some of their obstacles I talked about already, but the Soroptimist will provide the workspace or table at the school site and help them with pens, applications, food and drink if it's a lunchtime event, in a comfortable environment. Best ideas is to partner with a school. If you have, we have the head of this group is a retired principal, so she's been fingerprinted, so she actually subs in that school, so she has knowledge of the girls that would be available and would be interested if we help them be interested. And we listed the number 6 sources. California Department of Education has lots of good terminology and obstacles. But the number 1 is risk of graduating. And she had some good ideas too. Did you want to share it?
I think you said most of them already, yeah.
Yeah, we collaborated with Stacy for Elk Grove, who is doing that already.
We do Soaring to Success, which is very similar. And we've been doing it for 4 years now.
You mentioned something about going on school campuses. Soroptimist does want you to do the background check thing if you're going on school campuses. It's not hard, it's easy. If you can't figure it out, it's Jackie Schrager is the program chair for SIA. They program in the sky. Jackie Schrager, SCHRAGER. She can advise you on where to go to get the information you need for the background check.
So do they, if she's already a principal and she's already...
Is she the only Soroptimist that would be doing this?
No.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
See, all of our members get background checked as soon as we come in, so.
Okay.
So
you're
that,
done.
so we
you're
already
done.
have that.
Yeah.
She's got access.
Okay, you're done. So your project is similar.
Very similar.
Okay.
But that's not what we talked about, but yeah, it's
What
very
did you
similar.
talk about?
Oh, we talked about scholarships. We give 2 scholarships, a dream scholarship and a memorial scholarship for past members of our club. And we have them do an essay for the criteria. We set the criteria with the Elk Grove, how do you say that?
Elk Grove Regional Scholarship Foundation.
Thank you. And we set the criteria, and the students go in and apply for 100, like I think it's 203 different scholarships that they can apply for, but they can only get one. But for ours, we coordinate everything, we read the applications, we pick the winners, and we just have
And so your prompts for them, for their writing would
writing
include
the obstacles.
And if you look in the dictionary, this is my personal little thing. It's okay if you don't agree. If you look in the dictionary for the definition of scholarship, it has to do with academic excellence.
Right.
Awards, grants are given to support the education of the student, but they're not linked to scholarship, to academic excellence. So you might just think about that. It's still an award process that you're in, and but make sure you call yours the dream award, or
We also require grade point average. They also have to do community service. They're graded on their community
those are all
service.
things that aren't qualifiers for Bgap.
Right, but we have, okay, we're looking at that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can certainly look at that, but that wouldn't be a qualifier for a Bgap project. And so if that's in the application, great, but if you're you need to be, for Bgap, you need to be selecting on the need based on the challenge the student's facing. So you might want to look at rethinking how
We're gonna
you
redo our
word.
criteria this
Yeah.
year, so that's good.
For the
Yeah.
obstacles.
Okay. Alrighty, beautiful. Next.
Would it help if you did it in a weighted way? So
If you say in your application that one of the criteria is their academic success,
no, well, there's a difference between a 2.5 grade average, which is your basic C. But if that's only 10% of the judging, you still think that SIA would question that?
Yeah, I would think about that. And let me just say this. Students who are 2.5 might be in greater need of that funding support to continue on than the student that's 3.5, 4.5.
Oh, no, I absolutely
agree. Because their low academic standing is one of the challenges that they're facing. And that's,
Oh, phrase it that way.
Yes.
Instead of you must have this, you could say, GPA must be below something.
I wouldn't say that.
Or
I mean, I wouldn't ask about GPA at all.
So we do this, but we don't ask about it at all.
Yeah.
We ask them to write an essay about the obstacles they face and their financial need. And so we don't ever know.
It doesn't really matter if we are looking for an opportunity to give a woman or a girl a chance to further their education.
And we get great
Their academic standing
Isn't
relevant, yeah. And so you kind of have to get over that, because in the olden days, scholarships were everything, and now SIA is asking us to look for women and girls that have the obstacle and have the financial need. And so those are the two things that are most important in how you select them.
I have one quick question, just a thought. Based on what you're saying, it sounds like this is not an exhaustive list of what we mean by obstacles, right? Like, if we could find that.
Yeah, oh no, that's not, that's just the start. Those are the most common obstacles. But there are, I'm sure, there's a million gazillion obstacles. For example, you guys were talking about girls that need sanitary products so that they can continue to either go to school or go to work while they're having their period. And they're homeless and they don't have adults helping them in their lives and so on. That's a need, and that's an obstacle for sure for those girls. So that, that's an additional, that's not listed, sanitary needs is not listed, but it would, I think, qualify. I'd be surprised if it didn't, we'll put it that way. Hurt to let SIA know when you have a question or you have a thought or you see something that doesn't ring true. Because remember, they work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us. So it's good to be the squeaky wheel. Please type.